Hello everyone, welcome to Daramola Talk Finance, and in the episode of today's video, I'll be talking to you about something I am very passionate about, which is shares and how to invest or value the shares of publicly traded company. So without further ado, I just want you to sit tight. As we always do, you should get your book, your pen, so you can be able to write down, so you can take action from this piece of information that I am sharing to you on this platform. But before we continue, we notice that we have a large number of viewers. We are rising in number of views, but we are not seeing the level in terms of the subscribers. So please do me a favor by just clicking on that subscription button to subscribe, and also on the notification bell, so you can be the first to receive my video when I release them. I have a goal of making you understand how to become financially self-sufficient or financially free, and of course wealthy, by the information that I'm sharing on this platform. All right, so let's dive deep into what we have for today. So I will start by, what is a public traded company or a publicly traded company? A publicly traded company is a corporation, some people call it a public limited company, that the shareholders or the members of the public, which are the shareholders, owns the business. This is what I mean by that. I mean the profit of the business, the asset of the business is owned by the shareholder. So what brings about a publicly traded company? A publicly traded company was once a private company, meaning that they were once limited or they're owned by private individuals. Now, for the sake of expansion, for the sake of their becoming big, and they will need more capital to improve or increase the level of the business, they decide to go public. So there are process it takes for a company to go public. The enlisting of a company into the public traded market, into the stock market, which is like the London Stock Exchange, the New York Stock Exchange, the Nigerian Stock Exchange, is called initial public offering. So they are enlisting into the public space. So they are selling their shares out to you and I so that we can buy. So we have access to the company's income and assets. Now, before this is done, before you can actually become access to purchase the share of a company, you also have access to the information of the company. Unlike a private organization, the best you can just see is, let's say, the revenue of the company, and let's say the asset of the company. But there are certain information that you don't have access to see. That's because they are not legally entitled to share those information out to the public. But for a publicly traded company, the information, which is called the financial statement of the business, is available in the public. All you just need to do is to check for investors relation of the business. For instance, investors relation of Tesco. So when you search for investment relations of Tesco, you will see the financial statement for 2024, for 2023, for 2022. You see it there, so that you can be able to make analysis before you can actually invest in Tesco. So if you get my point now, my previous video I was talking about investors' language, which is the power of language. Because when we talk about the power of language, you understand certain things like what is net profit, what is retained earnings, what is earnings per shares, and all of that. That will give you a piece of idea about what you are actually investing in. So because a lot of people are saying buy shares, of course I also say buy shares, invest in shares, but you must understand that what kind of a company share do you want to buy? What shares of a company is better? Probably you should better buy Tesco instead of buying Sainsbury. Maybe you should buy Johnson's and Johnson's instead of buying Procter and Gamble. You should better buy Microsoft instead of investing in Nvidia. You get the point? That's because you've done some analysis, and your analysis is telling you that it's better you invest in Microsoft instead of investing in Nvidia. You get the point? So that will lead me to, what are the variables you need to look at before you can buy a share? In other words, how to analyze a share to be sure of what you're actually investing in. How to analyze the share. So I'll just be giving just two things in this video, just because for the sake of time. And if you want me to give more about how to analyze the share, please just comment, and I will do my best to release that video out or make that video and release it out. Remind you, every information we are sharing is just information purposes. You should do well to make your research before you actually take any decision. So I'll be talking about, for instance, I'll give you a company in the UK called Tesco. Now, I will be talking about two variables, which is like investors' terminology to analyze the share, which is called EPS, earnings per share. EPS is called earnings per share. So what does the earnings per share tells you? The earnings per share tell you, as it sounds, earnings per share is giving you what the company make for every share that is in its stock. Or in other words, for every share, or for the shares that has been purchased by the investors, what has the company made out of it? So if I invest $1, what has the company returned in that $1 that I invested? That's what it simply means. So EPS is generally the profit of the business, or the profit Tesco made in 2023 divided by the outstanding shareholder. And if I'm not mistaken, Tesco profit as of 2023-2024 is about 1.740 billion. 1.7 billion. Now, the total number of shareholders, investors, which is called market capitalization, if you will, is about 6.40 billion. 6.40 billion pounds. Now, if you divide 1.74 billion by 6.40 billion, you get about 0.25p. So that's about 25p, 25 pence. You get my point now, 25 pence. So it means that Tesco is making 25 pence for the amount of investment you make in buying their shares, 25 pence. Now, if you look at this figure, you want to make analysis. There's something we call vertical, horizontal analysis. There's something we call sectorial analysis. Now, we have different business that is in the retail sector, food retail sector, or supermarket sector. In other words, we have Tesco, we have Sainsbury, Morrison's is a private company. We have Ocado. We have we also have Marks and Spencer. Although Marks and Spencer, you understand, they have retail, they have Marks and Spencer food and all of that. But you want to look for companies that are in the retail sector, probably different businesses that are in that sector. I know of Tesco. I know of Sainsbury, and you can also research other companies that are within that industry. So you want to check what are their EPS. The highest of those EPS will be what you should be looking at, because you know that this company earning per share is actually high. So they are making good use of the money you invested in the company. So that's one thing you should look at. The higher the EPS, the better the chance of that investment. The second is price to earnings ratio. It's called PE ratio. PE ratio is just the price to the earnings. In other words, is the price of the share so expensive? That means, is it overvalued? So you want to know, PE ratio tells the investors if Tesco is actually undervalued or overvalued. Remember, you are making analysis within the industry. I said there's something called vertical analysis, there's something called horizontal analysis. Now, in financial statement, we are making a horizontal analysis. You want to be looking at what did you do in 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. So you're looking at EPS for 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. The same thing happens for PE ratio. You're looking at it for 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. That's like the horizontal analysis. Now, there's something we call industry analysis also. So you want to look at companies within that industry. So for the PE ratio, the higher the PE ratio, it means that the company is actually overvalued. And for the retail sector in the United Kingdom, I think it's about 21x based on investors' analysis and prediction. So Tesco is around 14.6 or thereabouts. 14.6. Now, if the PE, the formula for calculating the PE ratio is dividing the price by the earnings. That's what is in the share price by the earnings. So the share price of Tesco, I think, is around 365 or thereabout, divided by the 25p. That will give you about 14.6 or thereabout, 14.6. So that means Tesco is 14.6x the price of what it's worth. So you are paying, the price has been overvalued 14x. If you get what I mean, the price has been overvalued 14x. So you want to look at Tesco, you want to look at Sainsbury, you want to look at Ocado and other retail business supermarket that is publicly traded. You want to look at the PE ratio. The one that has the lower PE ratio vis-a-vis the share price will be the investment you should be looking into. So I've talked about EPS, I've talked about PE ratio as those variables you should look into before you actually buy the share of any company, either in the United Kingdom or anywhere else in the world. Mind you, I've also talked about index investment. Just if you don't have the time and the wherewithal to invest or to make those analyses, you can actually start investing in indexes. We have FTSE 100, 250 and all of that. That will save you the ton of time of making private or individual company analysis. I hope I've been able to make a clarity. Please don't forget to always subscribe on this. Like, share and comment, and also subscribe if you haven't. And if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask. Until next time, cheers and always stay green. Bye for now.